Join me as I take on the challenge of boosting my productivity with laser focus for an entire day. Let's see how much I can get done. Welcome to today's video, where we're going to talk about something that I think we all struggle with: staying focused and boosting our productivity. You know, that feeling when you're trying to get something done, but your mind is wandering, you're checking your phone, or you're jumping from one task to another. It's frustrating, right? But what if I told you that there's a way to overcome all of that and achieve what I call laser focus? One of the biggest challenges we face when it comes to productivity is multitasking. We think we can do multiple things at once, but the truth is, we're not really doing any of them well. We're constantly switching between tasks, and our brains are expending a ton of energy to keep up. It's like trying to drive a car while texting. It's just not going to end well. Another challenge is digital distractions. Our phones, social media, email, they're all designed to grab our attention and keep us hooked. And let's be honest, it's hard to resist. But when we're constantly interrupted, we can't focus on what really matters. I think we've all been there. You're trying to work on a project, but you get an email notification, and suddenly you're scrolling through your inbox, or you get a text from a friend, and before you know it, you're caught up in a conversation. It's tough to stay on track, but it's not impossible. And then there's procrastination. We all do it. We put off tasks until the last minute, or we find ways to avoid doing them altogether. But the truth is, procrastination is just a fancy word for fear. We're afraid of failure, or we're afraid of not being good enough, so we put things off. But here's the thing, when we avoid our fears, we're not really avoiding them, we're just procrastinating. And that's when we start to feel overwhelmed, anxious, and stuck. So, how do we overcome all of these challenges and achieve laser focus? Well, that's what we're going to explore in this video. From time blocking to the Pomodoro technique, we're going to dive into some practical strategies that will help you stay focused and productive. One technique that I've found really helpful is time blocking. It's simple. You block out specific times in your calendar for specific tasks. So, if you need to work on a project, you block out 2 hours in the morning, and that's all you focus on during that time. No emails, no phone calls, no social media, just the task at hand. Another technique is the Pomodoro technique. It's a game changer. You work for 25 minutes, and then you take a 5-minute break. It's a great way to stay focused and avoid burnout. I also want to share with you something that I call the focus window. It's the idea that you have a specific window of time when you're most focused and productive. For some people, it's early in the morning. For others, it's late at night. The key is to identify your focus window and schedule your most important tasks during that time. And finally, I want to share with you the power of simplicity. When we're trying to get something done, we often overcomplicate things. We think we need to create the perfect plan, or we need to have all the right tools. But the truth is, sometimes simplicity is the answer. Take away the distractions, strip it down to the basics, and just focus on the task at hand. But here's the thing, all of these techniques, all of these strategies, they're not going to work unless you're willing to make a change. You have to be willing to let go of the old habits, the old patterns, and the old ways of thinking. You have to be willing to take a step back, assess your life, and say, you know what? I want to do things differently. And that's scary. It's uncomfortable. But it's also liberating. When you start to focus on what really matters, you start to feel a sense of clarity, a sense of purpose. You start to feel like you're in control of your life instead of the other way around. So, to summarize, we've talked about the challenges we face when it comes to productivity, and we've explored some practical strategies for achieving laser focus. From time blocking to the Pomodoro technique to simplicity and the focus window, these are all tools that can help you stay focused and productive. But the most important thing is to be willing to make a change. Be willing to take a step back, assess your life, and say, you know what? I want to do things differently. Thanks for watching, and if you have any productivity tips or hacks that you want to share, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about productivity and focus, be sure to check out my other videos for more tips and strategies. See you in the next one.